Anastasiia, let's be real. Have you ever seen a C1 student, someone who knows all the grammar, suddenly freeze in a meeting because they're terrified of making one tiny mistake?
Every day, Leo. It's what I call the high-level paralysis. The more you know, the more you realize what you could get wrong.
Exactly. Today, we're not talking about grammar. We're talking about the linguistic fight-or-flight response. We're going to transform that fear into fuel.
It's time to stop surviving your English conversations and start leading them. Let's break the barrier.
Let's start the episode. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? You can write a perfect report, but the moment the spotlight is on you in a Zoom call, your heart starts racing and your English feels like it's evaporating.
That's because your brain isn't processing language in that moment, Leo. It's processing survival. When we feel judged, our amygdala takes over. It's the same part of the brain that reacts to a predator. To your brain, a grammatical error feels like a physical threat.
So my brain thinks a mixed conditional is a saber-toothed tiger? That explains a lot. But for C1 learners, this is frustrating. They feel like they are regressing to a B1 level the moment they get nervous.
Exactly. We call this cognitive interference. Your brain is so busy monitoring your mistakes that it has no energy left to actually speak. At B2, you worry about being understood. At C1, you worry about being perfect. And that perfectionism trap is exactly what creates the silence.
But shouldn't we strive for perfection at this level? I mean, we are C1. If we don't care about mistakes, what's the point?
There is a huge difference between accuracy and fluency. Accuracy is the science. Fluency is the flow. If you prioritize accuracy during a live conversation, you kill the fluency. The secret is selective negligence, learning which small mistakes to ignore so you can keep the linguistic momentum going.
I love that. Selective negligence. All right, let's do today's mystery quiz. Anastasiia, listen to this. According to psychologists, what is the name of the phenomenon where we overestimate how much other people are noticing our linguistic mistakes? A. The echo effect. B. The spotlight effect. C. The mirror fallacy.
We always feel like everyone is staring at our errors. I'll go with B, the spotlight effect.
We'll find out if you're right at the end of the show. By the way, if you've ever felt that spotlight burning on you during a presentation, hit the subscribe button. We're here to help you turn that light off.
And we want to hear your stories. Leave a comment below. What's the one situation that makes you the most nervous in English? Meetings? Small talk? Job interviews?
Back to the fear. You mentioned that at C1, we frame reality. Can we use reframing to handle anxiety?
Absolutely. Instead of seeing a conversation as a test you might fail, reframe it as a value exchange. You aren't there to show off your English. You are there to provide information or help a colleague. When the focus is on the value and not the vowels, the anxiety drops.
Quick break. If you're finding this deep dive helpful, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to join our global community of advanced learners. It's the best way to keep sharpening your listening skills with us. And don't forget, your study guide PDF is waiting for you in the description. It's packed with the exact tools you need to move from learning English to owning it. All right, let's get back to the conversation. Welcome back. We're deconstructing the fear of speaking. Anastasiia, you've convinced me that perfectionism is the enemy. But how do we practically build communication resilience?
It starts with vulnerability. Most advanced speakers try to hide their struggles, but the most powerful thing you can do at a C1 level is to own the moment. If you forget a word, don't freeze. Use a circumlocution strategy. Describe the concept instead of hunting for the specific noun.
Can you give an example?
If you forget the word infrastructure, don't stop. Say, the basic systems and structures that help the organization function. It shows command of the language. You aren't stuck, you're just taking a different route.
That sounds like wielding the language, like we discussed before. But what about the physical symptoms? The shaky voice, the fast talking?
That's where intentional pausing comes in. Nervous speakers try to outrun their anxiety by speaking faster. C1 speakers use silence as a tool. A 3-second pause isn't a gap, it's gravitas. It gives you time to breathe and the listener time to think.
So the silence is actually part of the rhythm of the language. Speaking of rhythm, if this episode is helping you slow down and breathe, give us a thumbs up. It helps us reach more learners who are tired of the linguistic fight or flight.
Another key is anticipatory thinking. Don't memorize a script, but prepare your opening chunks. Once you get past the first 30 seconds with confidence, your brain realizes there is no tiger in the room, and the high-resolution version of your personality can finally come out.
So the goal isn't to be fearless. It's to be courageous. To speak despite the fear until the fear gets bored and leaves.
Exactly. You stop being a victim of your nerves and start being the architect of the conversation.
Recap and closing. Before we finish, let's go over today's mystery quiz. You chose the spotlight effect, Anastasiia.
Yes, the feeling that everyone is hyper-focused on our mistakes.
And you are correct. Research shows that most native speakers don't even notice 80% of the mistakes C1 learners make because they are focused on the meaning. We are our own harshest judges.
That's a huge relief. We are basically worried about a ghost.
Let's recap the confidence toolkit from today. We talked about cognitive interference and the perfectionism trap.
We explored reframing conversations as a value exchange, using circumlocution to stay in control, and the power of intentional pausing.
We also mentioned selective negligence and building communication resilience.
And finally, moving from fearless to courageous.
This is your path to C1 mastery. Don't wait for the fear to disappear to start speaking. Speak, and the fear will disappear. Download the study guide in the description for a list of safety phrases and circumlocution exercises.
We want to know, what is your safety phrase when you forget a word? Let us know in the comments.
See you in the next episode of English Lab.
Bye!